simply put across the battery and it gives you an ember which will enable you to start a fire. Just to show you how powerful the battery is, what I'll do is I'm going to lick my 2 fingers and put them on the terminal. Okay, you might want to film this, it'll be good. Are you ready? Ready? Bang! There's actually no power at all coming through that or through me. Obviously, don't go home and try it. You know, don't stick batteries on your tongue or anything like that. Okay, but it just shows it works the same way as the old-fashioned light bulbs do, where your positive and negative are coming up, meeting and heating up the element. You can downsize this to a AA battery and tin foil. So you can put tin foil around a AA battery, the middle where it meets will heat up, and if you've got a bit of tissue paper around it will catch fire. If you want to try that one at home, wear gloves. Otherwise your finger and thumb will get very hot. My blisters have gone now, but it does work, but you just have to get the meeting quite well. You can also, again, upscale it to a car battery. Car battery with jump leads, a carbon pencil, take all the wood from around the carbon pencil part in the middle, the lead, put the car leads on each end of that and it will meet in the middle and heat up. So there's lots of different ways that you can use a survival technique. I'm just going to pass this around actually. This is birch bark. And somebody was saying that they've got, if you have a log burning stove or something at home that you use, or you need to get a fire going, this is actually birch bark which can be lit from a ferro steel or anything like that. And again, you can see it's literally like paper, but it's a brilliant piece to have. So just pass that around to consistency. There's a ready stock of that as well. So if you go to Aldi and you see some bloke in the car park peeling trees, that'll be me. Okay? Aldi and Wisbeach have planted what they call paper birch, or silver birch, but the paper birch, and they're in the car park, and you'll get big sheets of that coming off there, and it's brilliant stuff as a fire lighting material. You can literally put a spark on it and it will go straight away. Fire lighting experiment that we're going to do, and I always caveat this with, when you're doing fire lighting, failure is always an option. Okay, so it doesn't always work, but we'll try this one. Now, as I said, when we do it with the kids, for some reason they don't believe that we went to Hogwarts, and we were taught this by Professor Snape, who at the time was a potions professor. But we show them that on the bottom of this it actually says Professor Snape, and he gave it to us, so he must have been there. Okay, and what we have, as I said, before he became Master of Dark Arts, he was the potions professor. So this is our potion. We have a little bit of the black potion and a little bit of white potion. And then in our mortise and pestle, and we grind them together and we get a fire.
That wasn't rum and gin.
That wasn't rum and gin, no. And for those of you who are close enough that can smell it, you'll get that caramelised smell, because the white stuff in there is actually sugar. And the black was potassium permanganate. And everybody thinks, well, you're never going to find that, are you? It's actually the main ingredient in athlete foot powder. So these are readily available chemicals or powders that are around, and again, it's an impressive one for the kids, but it's a survival fire lighting technique.
It's impressive to the adults too, and I like Professor Snape. He's a good guy.
You'd be surprised the amount of times that fails. I normally get my daughter to do that one, because then if it fails I can blame her. But so there's lots of different things. If you want to, have a look at any of this, by all means feel free to do so. As I showed you earlier, the flint and steel one, when you strike this, we have to use what we call char cloth on it, so it's charcoal cloth, and you strike that, you can see the sparks are a lot lighter and you can't really aim a direction, but that will land on the char cloth and turn the char cloth into an ember, which is when you get a fire going. So that's another way of doing it. And another one, just to show you natural materials that we use, I'll pass this around. This is Dardinia concentrica, or King Alfred's cakes. Basically it's a fungus, or a fungus that grows on a tree, and what we use it for is, if you look inside you can see all the concentric circles, and as I say, I'll pass it round. You can put a spark in one of these and carry it around. That would most probably last about an hour. So when you've gone through perhaps friction firelighting and you're really knackered, you don't want to do that every time you set up. So you might take this around with you when you're moving camps. Obviously not now, but a long time ago. Something like this would have been used. Put a spark in it, stick it on a stick, take it along with you. When you get there, you've already got your ember, so you get your fire going a lot easier. And as I said, I'll pass that around. These